Okay, welcome class. We have a very special guest with us today. I'm recording this with a real live graphic designer who I happen to know very well because she is my mother. So, welcome here. Would you like to introduce yourself to my class?
Yeah, hi. My name is Linda Brown, and I'm a graphic designer. I've been a graphic designer since the 80s, so for a long time. Um, and I also teach part-time. I teach students how to use software programs to create artwork, Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop.
Wonderful. Well, I brought you in today because I wanted to ask some questions about what graphic designers do and what they think about when they have a client, because this week my students have a client that they need to please with a poster, an advertising poster for an art museum. So, as a graphic designer, how would you sum up what you do?
Well, if I was going to do a poster for an art museum, the first thing, of course, would be to meet with the client and find out what the parameters are for their assignment, what they're trying to do, what kind of artists they're showing, and then I would look at the artwork and try to make choices based upon the kind of artwork that it was. So, for instance, I would choose different typefaces and colors that go with the artwork that's on the poster. I'd also think about what the most important thing was for the design. So what would I make the most important? What would I make secondary? What would I make in smaller type because it was less important? And also the most important thing is to create something that's very eye-catching. It's very interesting, that people will want to look at and then come to the exhibit.
Wonderful. Are there any visual rules that you follow often when you're designing? Things that you like don't break? I've told my students this week, stick to about no more than 2 fonts for a page probably, and don't go crazy with colors. Don't put on 300 images. But are there any other tidbits that you would think about for them?
I would think about editing. I would think about taking all the things you want to do and then simplifying it down so that the viewer doesn't get confused. You want the viewer to be, you only want the things that are very essential. So you need to edit yourself. And you also need to, yes, don't use more than a couple of typefaces because it's not necessary. You can make things different colors, you can make them big and small. And you want to pick something that goes with the artwork too.
Wonderful.
And also don't forget your basic design principles, all important.
Good. All right. And let's see, just some general graphic design questions for those who are interested in the career. What kinds of things do you do? What kind of skills do you think you need?
Well, you need to be creative. You need to be a really good problem solver because it's not really like creating fine art where you get to do exactly what you want. You need to solve your client's problems. So you need to creatively take what they want to do and find a way to do it in an interesting way that they couldn't do themselves. So you have to be a good listener. You have to be neat, and you have to be very organized, and you have to be really thorough, and you have to know about a lot of different things.
Great. And how would someone pursue a career in graphic design if that's what they're interested in?
I would say you would obviously go to college and sign up to be in a graphic design program. You could also go to a community college and start there. There's a lot of good programs also, and you just kind of start taking a series of art classes. You don't necessarily have to be a drawer to be a designer. You just have to, you'll learn about your visual skills, you'll learn about organizing, you'll learn about design. But you don't be afraid of not being able to draw. It's not really necessarily an important skill. So, but college, yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Linda Brown, my mom. Thanks for joining us today. I hope my kids learned a lot from you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.